Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to explore the ideas shaping our world.
And today, we're turning our attention to a topic that requires sensitivity, but also really our full attention.
That's right. As we step into September, it's Suicide Awareness Month. And it feels crucial to dedicate this time, this deep dive, to lean into that conversation.
A conversation that touches so many lives, often in silence.
Exactly. So our mission today, together, is to pause and really talk about hope, about the complexities of pain, and importantly, about the power of connection.
It's moving beyond just the data points.
It is. It's about people, their stories, the battles they face, sometimes unseen. And it's about holding on to that core truth. Life, even when it feels incredibly heavy, is worth holding on to.
Our source material really guides us through not just the what is happening, but the why it matters so deeply, and maybe most importantly, the how.
How we can actually make a difference. So, okay, let's unpack this a bit. The material we looked at hits you immediately with a pretty stark global number.
Yeah, it does. Every 40 seconds, somewhere in the world, someone dies by suicide.
40 seconds. Just sit with that for a moment. It's almost unimaginable. More than one life lost every single minute.
And here in the U.S., the picture is also incredibly serious. Suicide is a leading cause of death.
Especially for young people, which is just devastating.
Hmm.
And, when you hear numbers that large, it's easy to feel a bit disconnected, overwhelmed maybe.
Mm-hmm. But what's fascinating, or rather what's really powerful, is how the source material refuses to let us stay there, in the abstract.
How so?
It immediately pivots. It insists that behind every single statistic is a name, a face, a story.
Right. It's not just a number.
No, it's a brother, a daughter, a best friend, a colleague down the hall, someone with a whole life, hopes, connections.
That shift is so vital, isn't it? Bringing it back to the individual.
It absolutely is. It forces us to confront the human tragedy within the larger crisis. Makes it real.
So when we're dealing with these huge, frankly, heartbreaking numbers, why is that emphasis on the personal story so critical? What does it help us grasp that the raw statistics might miss?
Well, I think our materials suggest that if we only look at the numbers, we risk intellectualizing it, right? We see the scale, but maybe not the true weight.
We create distance.
Exactly. But when we zoom in, the research is clear. Each loss sends out these profound ripples, and that's not just a phrase.
It's a real impact.
A very real social and psychological impact. You have families trying to make sense of this immense silence. Friends replaying moments, asking what if.
Communities grieving what could have been.
Right, all this future possibility is just gone. And understanding that deep personal aftermath, that's why Suicide Awareness Month is so necessary.
It turns the statistic back into a shared human experience.
Which is the first step towards doing something about it together.
Okay, so building on that, something our material really emphasizes, and I found this striking, is the danger posed by silence and stigma.
Mm-hmm. That comes through loud and clear.
It really does. The core message being, silence is dangerous, stigma is dangerous. When we make suicide taboo, something we can't talk about,
We leave people isolated.
we leave them to fight these huge battles completely alone. And that image, that solitude in the face of overwhelming pain, it's just chilling.
And connecting that to the bigger picture of mental health, our deep dive offers a really important clarification. It pushes back against some really harmful myths.
Like what specifically?
It states very clearly, suicide is complex. It is not about weakness. It is not about selfishness, which is such a cruel and inaccurate label sometimes used.
So what is it about, according to the research?
It's about pain. Deep, overwhelming pain that convinces someone there's no other way forward.
Pain so intense it distorts perspective.
Exactly. And what's interesting is the research often points to this kind of cognitive tunnel vision that can happen. The brain literally struggles to see alternatives, even if they exist logically.
Wow. So understanding that really shifts things from judgment.
To empathy, to recognizing the profound suffering involved.
And that shift is key, isn't it? Because if we understand it's rooted in pain, well, that opens up possibilities for healing, for hope. And our sources really hammer home this truth, one that needs to be said louder and more often. But here's the truth that needs to be heard. There are other ways.
Yes, that's the crucial counter-narrative.
But often what makes the difference is connection. Just think about that. In the midst of unbearable anguish, the antidote can be connection. human presence.
It really can be a lifeline. The research kind of contrasts that authentic connection with the deep isolation that stigma breeds.
How so?
Well, when someone's in that state of intense pain, maybe experiencing that tunnel vision, their instinct might be to pull away, right? They might feel like a burden or think no one understands.
And stigma just reinforces that feeling, makes reaching out feel impossible.
Precisely. But genuine connection, it cuts through that. It's like a bridge back, which, raises a big question for all of us. How do we actively break down that wall of silence? How do we move from just being passively available to actually creating spaces where hope can take root and grow in our families, our workplaces, our communities?
That is the challenge. And it leads perfectly into the next part. Let's get practical. Our deep dive material offers 3 really clear, actionable things we can all do. Not huge, complex things, but everyday actions.
Things we can weave into our daily lives.
Exactly. So what's the first one?
The first step highlighted is listen.
Okay, listen. But not just any kind of listening, right?
Right. It emphasizes this isn't the kind of listening where you're half listening, thinking about your reply, or jumping in to fix it.
We all do that sometimes.
We do.
Yeah.
But this is different. It's about deep, empathetic listening, truly hearing someone's pain, giving them the space to say what they need to say without judgment.
Just being fully present.
Yeah. And our material digs into what that looks like. It means, crucially, believing them when they share their struggle.
Not downplaying it.
Definitely not. Resisting those phrases like, oh, you'll be fine, or just cheer up. They mean well, but they can feel really invalidating.
So what do you say?
Sometimes the most powerful thing is just acknowledging their pain and being there, saying, I'm here, or I'm listening, and meaning it. That simple, steady presence can be huge. It signals they're not alone.
Okay, so listening deeply. That connects to the second action, doesn't it? Which is about being attentive.
Yes, the second action is learn to recognize warning signs.
We don't all need to be therapists, but we can be more aware.
Exactly. We can notice if someone we care about seems to be struggling. The material gives some specific things to look out for.
What are some of those signs?
Things like withdrawal, expressions of hopelessness, talking about being a burden, sudden changes in behavior. These might not always be subtle.
They can be quite noticeable shifts.
They can. And the point isn't that we diagnose anyone, but that we become, as the source puts it, attentive friends, coworkers, neighbors.
And trust our gut.
Absolutely. Trust that feeling if something seems off with someone. Don't ignore it. That instinct can be a vital prompt to reach out.
Okay, listen. Recognize signs.
Hi.
And the third step gives us something concrete to offer.
Yes. The third action is share resources.
Because sometimes just knowing where to point someone makes all the difference. It turns awareness into a potential pathway for help.
And this is where practical knowledge is so powerful. For our listeners in the U.S., the source highlights a key resource, dialing 988.
988, let's repeat that.
Yes, 988. It connects you directly to the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It's available 24/7, and there are trained counselors ready to listen.
That's incredibly important, an immediate connection to professional help.
It is. And beyond the U.S. number, the material reminds us there are local hotlines, organizations, community supports all over the world.
All designed for the same purpose?
Fundamentally, yes. To remind people they're not alone. To offer a direct way to talk to someone who understands, someone who can help navigate the next steps. Even if you feel lost for words, you can share that number.
Okay, now I want to just shift gears slightly and speak directly to you listening right now. Maybe some of this resonates deeply because you, personally, are carrying a heavy weight. If that's you, if you're wrestling with things in silence, please hear these words, drawn from our sources, meant directly for you. You are not broken.
You are not a burden.
And your story isn't finished yet. These aren't just nice sentiments. They are fundamental truths.
And layered onto that is the explicit permission, the encouragement, really, to seek help. Our material is so clear on this.
It's okay to ask.
It is absolutely okay to ask for help. It's okay to not be okay. That's not weakness. It's courage. It's self-care.
There's so much pressure sometimes to seem like we have it all together.
Immense pressure. But real strength often lies in knowing when you need support. So reach out. Even if you don't have the perfect words, just reach out. Because someone will listen. Someone will care.
That connection is there. It's available.
Always. You are not alone in this.
And flipping that perspective for a moment, if you're listening as a friend, a parent, a teacher, a colleague, someone who cares about others, remember the power you hold, your compassion, your willingness to just be there. That could be the very thing that helps someone hold on when things feel like they're falling apart.
Often the small things, isn't it? Our deep dive really highlights that.
Like what?
Like a simple text, a check-in, a moment of patience. These aren't huge, dramatic gestures.
They add up.
They really do. They create this kind of quiet safety net, little signals that say, I see you, I care, you're not invisible. The cumulative effect of these small acts of connection can be truly profound, more than we often realize.
So as we kind of draw this deep dive toward the close, let's just recap that core message of Suicide Awareness Month. It's really a call to action for all of us, isn't it?
It is a multi-layered call.
A call to replace stigma with empathy.
A call to replace silence with conversation.
A call to choose life. And to help others choose life, too. And this isn't just about September. It's about fostering a culture change.
A year-round shift. Which leads to maybe a final thought, something for you, the listener, to reflect on.
Go ahead.
How might one small act of connection from you this month, maybe just one conversation, one shared resource, one moment you really listen, how might that create a ripple of hope for someone else? Maybe in ways you'll never even know.
That's a powerful question, recognizing our own agency in creating hope.
Exactly.
So the message is clear. This September, let's talk, let's truly listen, let's share those vital resources.
Let's remind each other and ourselves that hope is real. Healing is possible.
And that no one, absolutely no one, has to navigate this pain alone. Together, we can make a difference.
We really can.
And critically, if you or someone you know is struggling right now, please reach out. In the U.S., you can dial 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
That's 988, available 24/7 with trained counselors.
And wherever you are in the world, please check our show notes. We've compiled resources specific to different areas. Help is available.
Please use them.
Share this deep dive if you found it helpful. Start a conversation. Because together, we can break the silence.
And together, we can choose hope.